She's sitting right next to you, laughing softly at something on her phone. You think it's harmless, a meme, a text from her friend, maybe a work chat. But what you don't realize is that the distance between you isn't measured in miles. It's measured in secrets. The betrayal has already begun, not in the bed of another man, but in the quiet, invisible spaces of emotional connection she's building without you. Men have been taught to fear lipstick on collars, secret hotel rooms, late-night calls that don't make sense. But that's old-world betrayal. The new kind doesn't leave evidence. The silent, subtle, digital. It happens when she shares her thoughts with another man instead of you. When she sends a photo not to seduce, but to be seen. When she tells him something personal and feels understood in a way you haven't made her feel in months. That's where loyalty dies. Not with a kiss, but with a message. You might think, she would never cheat. And you're right, not the way you define it. But women don't define betrayal the same way men do. To you, loyalty means no other man touches her. To her, loyalty means no other man feels her. She believes as long as she's physically faithful, she's clean. But emotionally, she's gone. It starts innocently. A coworker makes her laugh. A friend checks on her, just to see how she's doing. A man compliments her in a way you used to, but stopped. She doesn't think twice before replying. It feels harmless. But every conversation that gives her something she no longer finds in you becomes a brick in the wall between you. She won't call it betrayal. She'll call it connection. She'll say it's just talking, just a friend. You're overreacting. But that's how it always begins. The betrayal isn't physical, it's psychological. She's shifting her emotional allegiance, giving pieces of her heart away one text at a time, one private thought at a time, until there's nothing left for you to reach. And you won't notice, because she's mastered the art of being present but absent. Her body will still sit beside you. Her laugh will still echo in the room. Her head will still rest on your shoulder. But her attention, her curiosity, her emotional pulse will be somewhere else. She's not cheating with her hands. She's cheating with her mind. Modern betrayal is quiet. It hides behind emojis and polite messages. Behind "don't be insecure" and "you can trust me." It's the kind of betrayal you can't confront without sounding crazy. How do you accuse someone of cheating when all she did was type haha at the right moment? When she's still in your bed every night? When every message looks innocent, until you read them all in sequence and realize you've been erased slowly, subtly, completely? The truth is, women don't betray suddenly, they erode. Each small act seems too small to mention, too fragile to fight. But they accumulate. And by the time you realize what's happening, she's already half gone. She's built a secret emotional world. One where you're no longer invited. She'll still love you in her way. Still cook dinner. Still hold your hand in public. But those things are habits, not devotion. Her loyalty has migrated, quietly, invisibly, to the man who now knows her better than you do. The one who gets her unfiltered thoughts. The one who makes her feel something again. You'll never see the betrayal coming, because it doesn't announce itself. It hides behind normalcy, behind routine, behind the comfort of thinking she'd never. But every secret message, every hidden smile, every guarded phone screen, that's the new language of infidelity. And when she finally leaves, it won't feel sudden. It'll feel like a death that's been happening in slow motion. One you ignored because the body was still warm. That's how loyalty dies in the modern world. Not in a single night, but in 1,000 quiet moments when she chooses someone else in ways that don't leave evidence, only distance. It never happens all at once. That's the first mistake men make, believing betrayal is a single event instead of a slow disintegration. You imagine a dramatic moment, the affair revealed, the lies exposed, the confrontation in tears. But real betrayal doesn't scream. It whispers. It grows quietly in the spaces where honesty used to live. It begins when she stops telling you everything. Not the big things, the little ones. The thought she keeps to herself instead of sharing. The text she deletes because you'd misunderstand. The small pause before she answers your question. As her mind filters what version of the truth is safe to tell you. You feel the hesitation, but you brush it off. You tell yourself you're imagining things. That's how every betrayed man starts. Gaslighting himself before she ever has to. Watch her eyes next time she smiles at her phone. It's not the same smile she gives you. It's lighter, freer, alive in a way you haven't seen in months. That's not just a message. It's oxygen. You used to be that oxygen. Now you're background noise. You'll try to rationalize it. You'll tell yourself it's harmless, that she deserves friends, that she needs to talk to people, that she's just being social. But deep down, you'll feel it, that tiny shift in energy when she gives her best self to someone else. You'll feel it in her silence after laughter, in her distracted eyes, in the way her body's next to you but her mind is scrolling somewhere far away. You'll start noticing things you can't quite name. She starts dressing differently, not for you but for herself. She starts wearing that perfume again, the one she stopped using months ago. Her phone becomes her most guarded possession. She angles it away from you, turns off notifications, puts it face down during dinner. You ask, and she rolls her eyes. Why don't you trust me? And you believe her because you want to, because every man wants to think his woman is different. You tell yourself trust means not checking, not questioning, not noticing. But that's not trust. That's denial. Trust without truth isn't loyalty. It's blindness. Here's the secret most men never realize. Emotional betrayal doesn't just happen to you. It's cultivated by you. When you stop listening, she finds someone who does. When you stop validating, she finds someone who will. When you stop making her feel seen, she searches for eyes that see her again. But she won't call it searching. She'll call it conversation. It's not that she wants to betray you. It's that she wants to feel alive. And when a woman feels unseen long enough, she'll find attention somewhere, even if she has to lie to get it. That's the moral loophole she uses to justify everything. It's not cheating if I'm just talking. But what she doesn't say is that she's talking to him the way she used to talk to you. She's telling him about her dreams, her stress, her insecurities. She's handing him pieces of her soul like small confessions, and he's taking them, one by one, like a thief who doesn't need to break in because the door's already unlocked. Soon, you'll feel the distance growing, but you won't know what to call it. She'll start responding differently, shorter, colder, distracted. You'll try to talk about it, but she'll accuse you of being paranoid. You'll apologize just to keep the peace. And she'll take that apology as permission to keep building her secret world. Her betrayal won't be a single explosion. It'll be an erosion. Small grains of honesty slipping away until the foundation cracks. She'll still look like your woman. She'll still sleep beside you. But her loyalty will already belong elsewhere. Parceled out in conversations you'll never hear, in smiles you'll never cause again. And by the time you realize she's gone, you won't even have a villain to blame. She'll say she never cheated. And technically, she'll be right. That's the brilliance of modern betrayal. It's invisible, deniable, and always your fault for noticing. You'll never see it coming because she's too good at pretending. Women have perfected the art of emotional disguise. She can look you in the eyes and say, "I love you," while her mind replays another man's voice. She can kiss you goodnight with lips that, hours earlier, formed words of intimacy for someone else. It's not about the act, it's about attention. Her betrayal doesn't require her to leave the room. It requires her to leave you. At first, it feels like paranoia. You start noticing patterns, the way she lights up when a certain name comes up, the way she checks her messages at night and turns her phone face down, the way her energy feels sharper, more secretive. But then she'll soften, wrap her arms around you, whisper, "You're imagining things," and you'll believe her again, because her affection feels like proof. Proof that she's still here, proof that you're safe. But affection can be a smokescreen. When a woman feels guilty, she overcompensates. She'll kiss more, talk softer, act sweeter. You'll mistake guilt for love, and she'll use that confusion to buy more time. This isn't conscious cruelty. It's psychological self-preservation. She's trying to balance two realities, the one she lives with you, and the one she's creating somewhere else. She tells herself she's not cheating because it's emotional. She tells herself it's harmless because she needs to talk. But she's not just talking. She's rehearsing a version of life where you don't exist. Every woman who betrays starts with one excuse: "You've changed." That phrase is the door she walks through when she needs to justify what comes next. You've become distant, too busy, too critical. You don't make her feel the same. Those are not reasons, they're rationalizations. Because what she's really saying is, "I've already found someone who makes me feel more alive." And it's not always another man. Sometimes it's the idea of another man. The coworker who listens. The old friend who checks in. The faceless audience on Instagram that reminds her she's still desirable. It doesn't matter who it is. It matters that she's transferring her energy somewhere else. Men often think betrayal happens in secret messages or physical acts. But the real betrayal happens in the mind. The moment she compares you to anyone, to anything, and you come up short, loyalty begins to rot. You stop being her standard and become her habit. She stays because it's easier, not because it's sacred. You'll see it in her tone. The softness turns into tolerance. The laughter becomes politeness. Her warmth fades into routine. You'll tell yourself it's stress, hormones, work, anything but what it really is: disconnection. Emotional loyalty doesn't shatter. It fades, quietly, like a candle running out of air. And when you try to reignite it, it won't work. Because she's already getting emotional fuel elsewhere. You'll plan dates, say sweet things, try to remind her of what you once had, but she'll seem distracted, bored, detached. You're trying to rebuild something she's already replaced. Here's what makes it cruel. She won't admit it, even to herself. She'll still insist she loves you. And in her mind, she does, just not the way you think. She loves the comfort, the history, the safety. But her passion, her curiosity, her emotional pulse, those belong to someone else now. You'll start to notice she doesn't confide in you anymore. Her thoughts have become private property. You'll ask what's wrong, and she'll say nothing. But nothing is always something. Nothing is the graveyard of connection. It's where truth goes to die. You'll feel like a stranger in your own relationship, sensing that something's slipping away but not knowing how to stop it. And when you finally realize what's happening, that she's been giving her loyalty to another without ever technically cheating, it won't feel like betrayal. It'll feel like mourning. Because the woman you loved didn't leave you. She just stopped showing up. By the time you realize what's happening, it's already over. Not the relationship, but the connection. The part that made it feel real. She still comes home. She still says, "I love you." She still posts photos with you, smiles in front of friends, plays her part flawlessly. But all of that is theater now, the performance of loyalty after its spirit has died. You'll notice how she avoids real conversations, how her busy becomes her armor, how every question you ask turns into an accusation in her mind. You'll feel like an intruder in your own story, tiptoeing around invisible boundaries, trying not to say the wrong thing. The silence between you won't be peaceful anymore. It'll hum with things unsaid, things she's already shared with someone else. She's not cheating, not technically, but her loyalty has been outsourced. Every thought she doesn't tell you, every secret smile she gives her phone, every inside joke you're not part of. Those are her quiet acts of disconnection. Her betrayal doesn't wear lipstick or heels. It wears normalcy. It looks like dinner, conversation, routine, everything you trust hollowed out from the inside. And when you confront her, it won't end in truth. It'll end in gaslight. You're overthinking. You're insecure. You don't trust me. She'll weaponize your love against you. She'll make you apologize for noticing her distance, for paying attention. And you'll start to question yourself. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe I am jealous. That's how betrayal survives, by convincing you it doesn't exist. But deep down, you'll know. You'll feel the difference between a woman who's yours and a woman who's simply still there. Her hugs will feel lighter, her voice colder, her eyes emptier. There's a kind of honesty in her detachment. A silent confession that says, "I'm still here, but not for long." And the cruelest part? She won't feel like she's betraying you. In her mind, she's simply following her feelings. Society told her loyalty is conditional, that if she's unhappy, unfulfilled, unexcited, she's entitled to drift. that staying true to herself matters more than staying true to you. So she'll rewrite her story, recast herself as the victim, and justify everything with one sentence: "I just don't feel the same anymore." What she won't admit is that she stopped feeling the same the moment she started feeling something elsewhere. Because emotional betrayal isn't born from disinterest, it's born from comparison. Once another man, another voice, another validation enters her world, your loyalty starts to lose value. And yet, she'll expect yours to stay unconditional. She'll demand your faithfulness, your devotion, your stability, while she experiments with emotional freedom. That's the modern equation. She wants your loyalty as a guarantee, while keeping her own as an option. You'll realize too late that betrayal doesn't always destroy relationships. Sometimes it just redefines them. You become her provider, her safety net, her emotional background noise. The man she vents to about her day, while another man becomes the one she dreams about at night. You'll stay because leaving feels like failure. She'll stay because comfort feels easier than truth. That's how modern love dies, not with a fight, but with quiet detachment, with polite smiles, with one partner emotionally gone and the other too loyal to walk away. And one day, when you look at her across the room, the woman you trusted, the one you thought would never betray you, you'll realize she's already gone. Her loyalty didn't break. It evaporated, slowly, silently, like breath on glass. And all that's left is the reflection of a man who believed that betrayal would be obvious, when in truth it was happening all along, in the quiet spaces where she stopped choosing you.